Time to start. Okay. We're going to need that later by the end of the show. We'll never be able to end the show now. Right. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us in our 11th season of Those Thrilling Days of Yesteryear. We've been doing this for 11 years. We've got a few more shows left in this season. I was just talking with Joe, which delayed me coming up here, on finalizing our dates for the next show, which would be April 14th, Sunday. But we'll talk about that later, because we've got one show here to do today. So today, we have two exciting episodes that keeps us in kind of a New York state of mind. That was well done. I didn't write this. So we're doing first the Damon Runyan Theater, and then following up with an episode of the Fred Allen Show. Kind of our little sort of backdoor tribute to Jack Benny, as it's Jack Benny month. His nemesis, Fred Allen, seemed like a perfect fit for this month. So the Damon Runyan Theater takes the Guys and Dolls approach from the Damon Runyan's Broadway and brings us a story that is more than somewhat comical and a little risque, in fact. It's a show called Neat Strip, which was originally broadcast on September 11th, 1949. And believe me, this is a little risque, but good thing it's for the radio, so it's all right. Any kids in the audience? Everybody over 18? Good. So our next episode following, then, is the Fred Allen Show, which was originally broadcast on January 9th, 1944. And we actually have a double New York treat for you, as Fred Allen visits the gang over at Duffy's Tavern. You know, that place where the elite meet to eat. Well, in addition to the denizens of Allen's Alley, Senator Claghorn, Titus Moody, Mrs. Nussbaum, and Ajax Cassidy, we also are bringing in Archie, Finnegan, and Officer Clancy. So we are going to do our best to recreate these shows for you as though it were back in that day. Sound effects, music, and all the crazy, zany characters that show up on the radio. So you might want to just sit back and enjoy and imagine that you're sitting in front of the studio audience watching your favorite actors do their thing. Or you might want to close your eyes. Imagine that you are sitting back in your old living room in front of the Philco radio, anxiously awaiting for your favorite show to begin. So join us now as we take you back to those thrilling days of yesteryear.
The Damon Runyan Theater. Once again, the Damon Runyan Theater brings you another story by the master storyteller, Damon Runyan. And this one, Neat Strip. And to tell it to you, here is Broadway.
Thanks. It is early of a Monday morning when I am sitting in Mindy's with Rube Goldstein, who is what is called an impresario. Although I think this is a little out of line for a guy who owns nothing but a high-class burlesque show. Now, Rube is very sad, because it seems that his star, Clara Upington, leaves the show suddenly to get married, thus leaving the runway of Rube's theater bare of talent. Rube is sitting with his head in his hands, and I am watching him, when all of a sudden, we hear a doll's voice call to him as follows.
Hi, excuse me.
Huh? Are you addressing me, little miss?
I wish to talk to Mr. Goldstein.
Oh, this is Mr. Goldstein, but he is in no shape or form now to talk to anybody. He has troubles.
Yes, I know, but I wonder if I may talk to him.
Address him and find out.
Is it all right?
Oh, I can say no more than try it.
Thank you. Mr. Goldstein? Mr. Goldstein.
Go away. Get lost. Drop in the river.
But please, I would like to talk to you.
Broadway, please, get rid of her.
I am afraid Mr. Goldstein is in no mood for chit-chat. He just loses his best attraction.
But that is what I wish to talk to him about. I would like to take Clara Upington's place.
You? You are nothing but a kid.
I am 22.
You do not look it.
Oh, but I am. I have my birth certificate.
Okay, you are 22. Now you hear what Mr. Goldstein says. Please, go away, huh?
I will not. I come here to talk to him, and I will. Mr. Goldstein, unless you stop up your ears, you will have to listen to me. I can dance, I can sing a little, and I have talent.
Take it away with you. I never see you before in my life.
Oh, I know, but please give me a chance in your show.
No.
I will make good.
Oh, go away, I say.
Look, Miss
Rose Viola is my name.
for real?
Well, it is really Laura Perkins.
Laura. Broadway, do you remember Laura Simmons?
I do. There is a real attraction.
Yes. There will never be another Laura.
I wish to get into your show.
Ah, everybody does. You say you are 22?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. According to the insurance man, you will live to be 65 or so. This gives you 40-odd years to be a good kid and go away.
Not until you give me a chance. I will sit right here and hang on to you if it takes 40-odd years.
With that, this doll sits down. Now, I have to admit that my eyes are not hurt by what I see. I never see a prettier face. Right now, she is a little sore, and her cheeks get pink, and her big brown eyes light up. Rube Goldstein gives her another look, as do 75 other citizens sitting around Mindy's.
Look, kid, every doll wants to sing and dance. It is a disease with the fair sex. They all wish to be on the stage. You are no different.
Well, then give me a chance.
Are you ever on the stage before?
No, never.
Okay. Then permit me to slip you some advice. Go away and forget this.
But I can take Clara Uptington's place.
Kid, she is 30 years in the business.
30 years? But Rube, she does not look more than 38.
The next 38 she sees will be on her son's birthday.
My. To think how young she looks from where I sit when I see her.
Yes.
Look, we are talking about me. I can take Clara Uptington's place.
You were never on the stage before and you wish to take the place of a doll I pay 4 C's to a week. No.
Do you wish me to prove I can do it?
I do not wish you to do anything but take a subway. Here is a dime.
All right, I will show you.
Hey, what does she do, Rube?
Hey, doll, not here.
Little miss, there is a draft in here.
I wish to sing and dance, and I can. I will show you.
She's going into a routine. Clara's routine.
Oh, my, this is awkward. Rube, she is getting to a very dangerous spot in the routine.
Okay, stop it right there. Don't go further.
Well, will you give me a chance?
But kid.
All right.
Oh, there she goes again.
Okay, you win. Be at the theater tomorrow morning at 10.
Now, I watched Miss Rose Viola very carefully to see how good she is. And I will say that with a little more practice, she will be sensational. Then it comes up a couple of weeks later that I pass Rube's Theater and I see Miss Rose Viola's name up in big letters. I go backstage and there I run into Rube, who says,
Broadway, that night at Mindy's is the luckiest in my whole life. Why, Rose Viola is a sensation right off.
She makes good, huh?
Like a gold dollar. Of course, when she sings, it is a little like an old-fashioned coffee grinder with pebbles in it. But if the customers want songs, they go to the opera. If they wish entertainment, they come here.
She is as good as Clara Uptington, huh?
Better. In fact, Broadway, in my book, she is 1 and 2 with Laura Simmons.
Coming from you, that is giving her a breakaway start.
But I do not keep her long.
No? She's leaving?
She is, but she does not know it. Come on.
Where are we going?
Her dressing room.
Oh, is it all right? I mean, maybe she's dressing.
Not yet.
Oh, why do you say you will not keep her long?
Do you know the Golden Bird Club?
Well, I'm never in there, for it is a little too high class for my financial condition.
Well, they get in touch with me. They offer to pay Rose $600 a week.
My. For a doll who gets her start in Mindy's, that is quite a jump.
Wait until she hears about it.
Who is it?
Rube, honey, and Broadway.
Oh, come on in. Oh, you can come up, Broadway. How are you?
Oh, just fine. And you?
Oh, wonderful. Sit down.
Sure. Rose, I must talk to you.
Why? Is anything wrong?
No, nothing. I pay you 4 C's a week, is that right?
Yes. Oh, but if that is too much, I can...
It is not enough. How would you like 6?
Me? 600... Oh, no, Rube, I am not that good.
The Golden Bird Club thinks so.
The Golden Bird?
You hear of it?
Sure, lots of times, but I am never there.
You will at 6 C's per.
I do not understand. I mean, I do not get it.
Look, they offer to buy your contract from me and up you 200 fish on the week.
But that means I will have to leave you.
Sure.
I will not.
You will. Look, I underpay you. I can still match that 6 C's and make money on the deal, but...
I do not want any more money from you.
It is not the money, it is the advancement.
Oh, but I like it here.
That is not the point. From the Golden Bird, you can go into a big Broadway show. Look at all the dolls who do it before.
I do not care about them. You give me a chance when...
Sure, in burlesque, this gives you a chance for the big stuff. Am I right, Broadway?
Rube is right, Rose. Maybe you kick around burlesque for some time, but who sees you? Nobody that counts. On the other hand, a lot of important citizens go to the Golden Bird. And from there on, who knows?
Oh, but Rube, what about your show?
Honey, I'm in this business for 35 years. I lose one star after another, but sooner or later I come up with a new one. Maybe I will find one again in Mindy's. Who knows?
Well, it takes a little while longer for Rube to talk Rose into the deal, but he does. And I hear that Rose Viola is not at the Golden Bird very long before she is packing the customers in. Then it comes up one night about a month later when I'm sitting in Mindy's, when all of a sudden, who comes in but Rube, and Rose is with him.
High-class joint. The Golden Bird is supposed to be a high-class joint. Broadway, you know what happens there?
Surprise me.
There is a table full of hot-shot citizens from some rah-rah joint up the river, or down the river, I do
They
not...
are from Yale.
Well, education seems to be advancing. They're studying at the Golden Bird.
Sure, how to be high-class heels. One of them puts a lighted cigarette against Rose while she is dancing.
What? Are you all right, kid?
Sure. I am all right, just mad. Nothing like this ever happens while I'm working for Rube, but in a high-class place where everybody has to dress in white tie and tails, it happens. Burlesque. Everybody looks down on it, but I will take it any day. I will take the whistles and the yells and leave those characters at the Golden Bird have their broad A's and their narrow minds.
I'm going back there and I'm going to tear it apart. They tossed me out before I finished with those Yale citizens.
Maybe you need some help. Now, I'm not very hungry, so let us...
No, sit down, both of you.
Huh?
It is not worth it. I will not go back again, and I do not wish either of you to get hurt. No.
Aw, kid, no. You come back to Rube at $600 a week.
I beg your pardon.
Huh? Who are you? And where do you come from?
I should like to speak to Miss Viola.
Well, look who it is.
Broadway, it is one of the Yale citizens. Why, you...
Now, wait a minute, please. Now, let me say something. I come here to
Oh,
apologize.
never mind. Go back to your comic friends.
They are not my friends. I just happened to meet them at the Golden Bird.
You had better be at it before I forget I am with a lady. Also, I am not outnumbered here.
Yes, you had better go, mister.
Not until I apologize for what happens. Let me sit down.
Get up and out.
No.
Huh? But this is the
Let
guy...
us see what he has to say, Rube. Let us see if he can dig up an excuse for the rah-rah boy who does it to me.
I have no excuse, Miss Viola. There is none for such conduct. It is not only brutal and nasty, it is stupid. Please, do not judge all of us by the distorted sense of humor of one fool.
That is a pretty bunch of words. Now...
I am apologizing to Miss Viola, not to you.
Okay, wise guy, get up.
Oh, look, if it makes you feel better, then take a swing at me.
Put up your hands.
Oh, come on. No, I tell you, take a swing at me. Get it off your chest. Go on.
Put up your
Rube,
dukes.
sit down. If you do not, I will not go back to your show.
Okay, Rose. But the citizen had better not hang around.
Is he one of the guys who put the slug on you, Rube?
I do not know.
Well, his knuckles are skinned like he lays 5 against somebody's teeth.
Teeth? Nobody hits me, not in the teeth.
Well, if he does not hit you, who does he hit?
Oh, look, forget about that.
Say, those knuckles look like you... Who do you hit, mister?
That is beside the point.
Why do you hit the man who...
Well. I think maybe that is it.
I am afraid I lose my temper.
For me?
Well, look, I have an idea. The evening is still young. Why do we not make a party of this? I mean, consider it my treat.
Nothing doing. It is on me.
But I insist. I am Daniel Frame Jr.
Daniel My goodness.
Daniel Frame.
Frame. That name is very familiar.
Well, since it is a name that is attached to about 80 zillion bucks, it should be very familiar and not breed contempt at all.
Oh, please, do not blame me for my father's money. Now, what do you say? Do we make a party of it?
Well, I would love to, but
what?
What will your friends say if they see you with them?
You are an artist. I watch you night after night at the Golden Bird. I'm going to send my card around to your dressing room, but...
But what?
Well, I do not know what you will say or how you will take it. Now, this thing tonight seems like a twist of fate.
You really think so?
You bet I do. Now, do we have a party?
Daniel, you are a good guy. We have the party. Let us go.
Rube, sit down.
We are going on a party.
We will discuss business.
What business?
Take a look at them.
I wonder if they know we are still here.
As far as they are concerned, we are in Flatbush. Let them go, Rube. Fate does not need us to do any more twisting. The way Rose Viola and Daniel Frame look at each other is like waffle syrup. It does not take much to guess that they are in another world, all alone. But later, I begin to wonder how this will come out. Because Daniel Frame comes from a family that brushes off the Plymouth Rock for the pilgrims to land on. Rose Viola may be an artist, but in a somewhat limited sense indeed. Although Daniel is getting an education at Yale, it seems he comes to New York to attend classes at Rube's Theater. And I know that sooner or later, word gets back to his ever-loving parents. Then what happens? So it comes up one night, I am in Mindy's, when in comes Rose, and this time she's alone, and sits down and says...
Broadway?
Yes.
I am pretty much in love.
That is yesterday's newspaper.
I know. And he loves me.
Well, I will wait around until you get some news that is news.
I'm not doing anything wrong, am I?
In what way?
By being in the show.
Look, kid, this is the way you earn a living. I can name 10, 20 dolls who never earn a dime in their lives, but they have fur coats and big cars.
Well, that is the way I think.
You were worried about Daniel's folks, huh?
No. Not his father.
Well, do you meet him?
No, but some of those New England citizens are some of our best customers at the theater. No, it is his mother I am afraid of.
I see what you mean.
Daniel wants to tell his mother and father, but I will not let him.
Why not? It seems to me that the sooner this thing is out in the open, the better for everybody.
I tell him to wait.
Does Daniel ever say anything about your act?
Only that he is afraid I may catch cold. That runway gets pretty drafty. He is awfully sweet about being concerned for me.
Well, Rose, it seems to me that you have a problem. Of course, if you quit...
Oh, no, I will not do that. Rube is good to me. He gives me a break when... But you know that.
Sure.
Oh, Broadway, he's having trouble.
Oh? In what way?
The police commissioner is starting a cleanup campaign. No more of my act or any like it.
Well, with that out, what is left?
I do not know. But we are trying something different tonight.
Well, that would be very interesting. What?
I do my act with clothes.
What Rube says is true, for I hear that today there is a cleanup campaign going on. I go to Rube's show that night, and it is packed. Everybody is there to see Rose Viola do her act. It is the same way the next night, and the next, every night for a week. Then, up comes a certain night, I'm backstage talking to Rube, and the scene is as follows.
She is wowing them again, Broadway.
I do not understand it, Rube. First they pay to see her dance with very little on in the way of warm clothing, and now they still pack in and she has more clothes on than an Eskimo.
Optimists. They're all optimists. They wait for her to do her old act. She is a great artist, Broadway. She keeps them guessing.
Oh, hello.
Well, Mr. Frame.
Hello, Broadway.
Well, how are you? And how is Yale?
Oh, fine. Rube, this is wonderful. She is wonderful. And I have a great idea.
Idea? For what?
Well, wait until she comes off.
Okay. Broadway, there are 10 gendarmes in that audience just waiting to close me up and arrest her. But they are fooled.
Okay, here she comes.
Rube, bring it down. Put out the blackout.
Okay.
Oh, Rose, I love you. You keep them on the edge of their seats.
And they keep waiting and waiting.
Listen, let us go someplace where we can talk. I have an idea. Come on, Rube, Broadway. I wish you in on this too.
In my dressing room. But what do you talk about? What idea?
You will see. There will be no trouble at all now. Wait until Mother sees your act now.
Mother? Your mother?
Sure, yes.
You say your mother, Mr. Frame?
It is perfect. Why, all you do now is dance. And good, too.
What do you talk about?
Well, you see, my mother, I am a little afraid she would be worried about Rose catching cold. Mother is always a bug about that sort of thing.
Get to the point, Daniel. What do you wish to say?
I will tell Mother. Then next week, I can bring her here to see you.
Here?
Well, why not?
Well, I can think of a lot of reasons. Well, Danny, not yet.
Why not? There's nothing wrong with your act. Nobody will be able to find anything the matter with it.
No, I'm scared stiff.
Through Broadway, help me. Talk to her.
Maybe he has got something, Rose.
Sure. Why, the way you do your act now is practically a surefire bet for a Sunday school picnic.
But what if she finds out what it was before?
How?
Well, I do not know, but some way, I guess.
Look, honey, there is not a chance. She sees you, she falls for you, and before you can say, take it off, you and Daniel are married without his mother ever knowing a thing.
Oh, but it does not seem fair that way. I think she should know.
Rose, do you love me?
Of course I do.
Then that is that. Rube, I bet this is the first time you will play to a society leader from New England.
I will take that bet.
Well, this seems like a very good plan, and Rose says she will go through with it. So it comes up one night next week, and there I am sitting in the audience in Rube's theater, wondering how this will come out. I keep looking around for Daniel Frame and his mother. I do not see them, and it is coming up time for Rose's act, and the scene is as follows.
I beg your pardon.
Huh?
I said, I beg your pardon.
Are you talking to me?
Yes. I wonder if you can tell me when Miss Viola's act begins?
Oh, next.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
You seem to be looking for someone. I can move over if you like and make room.
Oh, no, thank you. I am just looking around.
I see. This, I take it, is to be Miss Viola's act?
Huh? Oh, yeah, sure. This is her act.
She is quite a pretty girl, isn't she?
Oh, she is 100%.
Dances quite well, too.
We like it. Do you mind if I ask you a question?
Of course not. What is it?
You do not seem like the kind of doll, lady who comes here.
What makes you think a lady is coming here?
Well, you've got me there.
Patrons seem to like this young lady.
Oh, they do.
She is very graceful. It seems very odd that the patrons should appreciate this sort of act. I always think they have different tastes.
Lady, as they say in books, there is no accounting for taste.
I suppose not. Am I wrong, or do I sense some kind of curious expectancy among those patrons? The man over there, for example. He looks so, well, expectant.
Lady, you do not know how much. But I think he will be disappointed.
What is that?
Sounds like somebody having trouble in the back.
Hey, there is a fire out here!
A fire. We must get out of here. Come on, lady, I'll help you.
Just a moment. Sit down.
What?
I said sit down. Do not get panicky.
Lady, if you wish to stay here and become a toasted bun, okay, I am leaving.
Those fools. They will all be killed. Why does that girl on stage not do something?
Please, leave go of my arm.
Wait. Music. Play. Go on, play. You come with me.
Me? Where to?
That girl does not know what to do. She is frightened out of her wits. Well, do not stand there. Get me to the stage.
Lady, I am not... I do
Get
not...
me to the stage, I tell you. Everyone is going toward the exit. We can get to the stage. Quickly.
Okay. Let us through. Come on, break it up. Let us through.
Listen to me, all of you. Music. Play something. Play this girl's number. Go on.
Okay, here's the stage. Now I am leaving.
You wait here. Young lady, Miss Rose. What? Do not just stand there. Do something. But what? Can you not do anything that will keep these idiots in their seats? sing? Then go ahead, go on quickly, before it is too late. All right, Brock, louder, hit it louder.
What? Rose, that is your old act.
Let her alone. Go on, young lady, continue.
Well, Rose goes into her old act, and I have to say that this time she does it better than at any time before. First one guy sees her, then another, and it is not long before every citizen in the place stops right where he is, fire or no fire, and watches Rose. And she keeps going on and on until the fire department gets there. It is a good thing they arrive when they do, as Rose is just out of ideas. And when the danger is past, I look around for the old doll who drags me up on the stage, but she is gone. Then it comes up later in Rose's dressing room, and the scene is as follows.
Oh, Broadway, it is terrible. I do not know how much longer I can go on.
Kid, you do all right. You saved a lot of lives.
Rose! Oh, honey, are you all right?
Oh, yes, Danny, sure.
She is more than all right. Do you know what she does?
Oh, yes, I know. Honey, you might be killed.
Oh, I am all right, Danny.
I wonder what becomes of the old doll who thinks of the idea.
Oh, she is wonderful. I will not have thought of it, but she...
What are you talking about?
Some old doll is sitting next to me.
Good evening, Daniel.
Mother.
I arrive here before you do, so I go into the theater. I am glad I do.
Mother? This is your mother?
Yes. Mother, this is,
Miss Viola. I know. I see her act.
You see me do that?
Yes, I do. Daniel, I think you say she is just a dancer.
oh, well, she is, Mother. She is...
What she does, she seems to do quite expertly, as though she has quite a bit of experience.
Well, now listen, Mother, I
believe it is referred to as a striptease.
Sure, that is it. That is it.
Rose.
So she sees me. I'm not ashamed of it.
You know, I rather suspect the patrons in the audience are expecting something. Now I know what it is.
We all look at Daniel's mother, and she keeps looking at Rose Viola. I wish to sneak out and get away, as I do not wish to look at Rose's face, or Daniel's. Just when I'm ready to take the wind and say goodbye to everybody and leave them standing there looking at each other, Rube Goldstein turns up, and what happens is this.
It is wonderful. It is wonderful. At first they want to throw a pinch on me and Rose for her act, but the fire marshal says, if it is not for Rose... Say, where does she come from?
Rube, Mother, may I present Mr. Goldstein? Mr. Goldstein, this is my mother, Mrs. Daniel Frame Sr.
Well. So you are his mother.
I am happy to know you, Mr. Goldstein.
Are you kidding?
You should be proud of this young lady, Mr. Goldstein. She saves a lot of lives with her act.
And, how do you feel about it, Mrs. Frame?
Well...
Mother?
Oh, be quiet, Daniel, and take that silly look off your face. Comfort your fiancé.
Fiancé? Mother?
Do you say fiance?
Yes, I do.
Oh,
Well, Mrs. Frame, you are a good job.
Mr. Goldstein,
Yes, Mrs. Frame.
this girl needs quite a lot of work. Her act needs polishing. Of course, she does a very neat strip, but who is the best you ever see?
Like I always say, Laura Simmons is the best. And where do you keep yourself for all these years, Laura?
And so ends the famous David Runyan story, Neat Strip. Listen again next week for... The Damon Runyan Theater, with John Brown as Broadway, is directed by Richard Sandville, and the story is adapted for radio by Russell Hughes. Vern Karstensen is in charge of production. This is a Mayfair production.
Mr. Allen, Mr. Allen.
It isn't Jinx Falkenberg, kiddies.
The makers of Bluebonnet Margarine present the Fred Allen Show with Fred's guest, Ed Gardner, the popular Archie, man about duckies, Portland Hoffman, Minerva Pius as Mrs. Nussbaum, Parker Finley, the mighty Allenard Players, and Al Goodman and his orchestra. And in case you're doing your Christmas shopping early, my name is Kenny Delmar. Last Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen, an Army Air Force crew completed a record-breaking non-stop flight from Guam to Washington, D.C. in a B-29. Tonight, we bring you a man who will never again be 29. And here he is, Fred Allen.
Thank you. Thank you, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And Kenny, I had the misfortune to overhear that joke there. A man who will never again be 29. You are sharp tonight, Kenny.
Oh, thank you, Fred.
You are as sharp as either end of a butterball on a warm day. But I read about that flight from Guam to Washington. Those AAF boys broke the non-stop, non-fueling record.
Well, who held the old record?
The old record was held by Superman, Kenny.
Superman?
Yes. When Superman flew, he was handicapped by adverse weather conditions. He got caught in a storm, as I remember, over Alaska. Ice formed on the hem of his cape. Headwinds ripped off his jersey. His credentials were blown away.
Well, if Superman, if he landed without that big letter on the front of his jersey, how did people know who he was?
Well, Superman was a contortionist, Kenny. He made an S of himself. If it wasn't for holding that record...
Mr. Allen.
Well, Portland. Well, Portland, what's new with you today?
I heard Mayor LaGuardia's broadcast today.
Oh, did you? Makes for a lively afternoon, doesn't it? I heard it last Sunday. The mayor said eggs should be cheaper.
Well, I heard he went over to the poultry show and gave the pullets a pep talk.
That's right. The mayor said that New York will have cheaper houses if he has to build them, cheaper coal if he has to mine it, and cheaper eggs if he has to lay them. He was over yesterday getting a fitting for a nest, I hear. The mayor is very popular now.
I know. It's his big hat.
His big hat?
Uh-huh. People think he's in the show Oklahoma and can get them tickets.
Oh. Now, if we only had a joke, we could sort of finish this routine. Do you know a joke offhand?
Did you hear that last week Eisenhower had indigestion?
Well, what caused it?
Things in general.
After that riotous observation, Portland, we'd better get down to Allen's Alley.
What is your question for tonight?
Well, Portland, this past week, the President recommended a 5-point national health program to provide free medical care for the nation's sick. So, our question tonight is, what is your reaction to the President's health plan?
Shall we go?
As the two inventors said when they invented the first garter, let's make it snappy. Well, here we are, regardless of the traffic. Here we are back in Allen's Alley, Portland. I'll see if Senator Claghorn is in.
Somebody, I say, somebody knocked. Claghorn's the name, Senator Claghorn, that is.
I know your name.
I'm from Dixie.
Now look, Senator.
At Thanksgiving, that is. I only eat the part of the turkey that's facing south.
Senator, I know you.
There is no man living who can make me wear a union suit.
No longer.
What's on your mind, son? Speak up.
Well, if you'll give me...
This is America. You got free speech.
I'm trying to
Well,
exercise
go
it.
ahead and talk, son. Don't wait to be prodded. Prodded, that is.
I know what prodded is. Now just inhale for a second, Senator, and answer this question. How does Washington feel about the President's health program?
We had... Now listen to this, son.
Yes?
I don't want to waste any more here. We had a big debate in Congress. Somebody was running down Senator Hill. Running downhill. that's a joke, son.
I know it's a joke.
Well, when you hear something funny, laugh.
Well,
I knew it. I wasted another one on you.
Now look.
Now admit it, son. You ain't much of a wit.
Look, Senator, what do you think will happen if the government provides money for our medical care?
Things will, I say things will boom, son.
Well, how do you mean things will boom, Senator?
Well, if people can get paid for being sick, they'll all lay down.
I see.
With 130 million Americans flat on their backs,
Yes?
things will be looking up. Up, that is.
So long, Senator.
I just thought of something. Remember Stonewall Jackson?
I'll keep him in mind. Well, that takes care. I'd like to take Stonewall apart and throw a rock at a time at the Senator. Well, let's see what's on Titus Moody's mind tonight.
Howdy, Bob.
Well, Mr. Moody, frankly, you look a little tousled.
I just got up.
You were in bed all day?
No, I fell down. I just got up.
Tell me, Mr. Moody, what do you think of the President's new health program?
I could have used it 40 years ago.
Oh, you mean as a baby you were sickly?
Yeah, doctor said I was anemic.
Oh, you had no blood.
If a mosquito lit on me, he was wasting his time.
Gosh,
If I cut my finger,
that cut wouldn't bleed?
it just hiss a little and pucker.
Well, how did they cure you?
Every day, the doctor gave me a shot in the arm.
And all of these shots?
When I was 5-year-old, I was all shot to health.
Good. And you haven't seen a doctor
Oh,
since?
you know the old saying, Bub, a duck a day.
Oh, no. You mean an apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Why, eat a duck a day?
A duck?
My doctor's a quack. So long, Bub.
Well, Mr. Moody looks as though he's been eating decoys. Well, let's try this next house.
New?
Oh, Mrs. Nussbaum.
You were expecting maybe Catherine Schleppine?
Tell me, Mrs. Nussbaum, are you happy about the President's plan for free medical care?
Coming a little closer, I'm having a secret.
Oh, a secret, huh? Another atom bomb?
Another noose bomb.
You mean
Already teensy weensy little garments I am crotcheting.
you're crotcheting the garments?
And little bootsies I am buying.
Little bootsies?
Diaries I'm cutting.
Oh,
Lullabies I'm lining. Rock-a-bye baby on the treetop.
now look, let me interrupt your hit parade for a second there. Is your husband Pierre making plans too?
Then the stork is flying in for a landing.
Yes?
Pierre is standing by to shout Roger.
Roger, well, you'll have no doctor's bills to pay.
This is giving Pierre an idea to naming the baby.
Oh, you're naming the baby in honor of the President's plan?
The government is paying.
Yeah?
Pierre is calling the baby Shingle.
Shingle, why?
This one is on the house. Thank you.
Hey. Well, this brings us to the last shack in Allen's Alley. Let's visit the placid Mr. Cassidy. Ajax Cassidy, how are you feeling tonight?
Oh, terrible, terrible, terrible.
Really, how have you been sleeping?
Oh, I've been sleeping tiddly.
Tiddly?
I didn't get a wink all night. I'm not long for this world.
Tell me, Mr. Cassidy, what is your reaction to the President's health care plan?
Well, I'm in favor.
You're in favor? Why is that?
Well, Dr. Flanagan takes excellent care of me when I can afford him.
You've been in financial difficulty?
As is everyone else in the neighborhood, business has been so bad for Dr. Flanagan that he moonlights as a bartender.
A bartender, eh?
He uses his reflex hammer to break ice.
He does.
His cotton swabs are used as bar rags.
And?
he has the most sterile tongue depressors in town.
But you can't afford to see him?
I couldn't get into that bar for vaccinations if I'd been out on Lover's Lane with Typhoid Mary.
But with the President's health care plan...
I can walk into that bar and get all the shots I want.
Thus ends another visit to Allen's Alley. And that brings us to Kenny, who has this topic well in hand. Kenny?
One topic that never loses its fascination is good food and how to enjoy it. Remember the letters F-N-E for flavor, nutrition, economy. Bluebonnet margarine gives all three: flavor, nutrition, economy. Yes, it pays to get Bluebonnet margarine. For Bluebonnet margarine gives you not just one, not just two, but three important things. First of all, flavor. Delicious flavor. Fresh, delicate, country sweet. Flavor that makes folks smack their lips and say, I couldn't ask for a finer table spread. And remember, you get nutrition in Bluebonnet. Food nutrition. Every fresh, sweet pound is rich in food energy, rich in vitamin A. And it's economy to use Bluebonnet. It saves you real money. It costs so little, you can spread it on twice as thick. Delicious Bluebonnet margarine is a product from the makers of Fleischmann's yeast. The reputation of this fine old firm stands back of every pound. Get Bluebonnet at your grocer tomorrow. The wonderful new margarine that gives you flavor, nutrition, economy. All three.
That was Paper Doll. Just a dash of confetti from Paper Doll, played by Al Goodman, and as they're not sensations, but they're all my relations orchestra. And now, Portland, what are you staring at?
Is that a bump on your head?
A bump? Yes, a dimple backfired. Forget about my bump.
It's a pretty big bump that you got. How'd you get it?
Well, it's a rather long story, Portland.
What happened?
Last Tuesday, I took a walk. I heard there was butter in the neighborhood, but I couldn't locate it. Well, I walked and walked, and I finally found myself in a shabby section of the city. As I went across the street, a brewery truck backed into the sidewalk. I heard the driver yell,
Hey, look out! That barrel's falling!
"Whoa!" The barrel hit me on the head, Portland, and I was out cold. The next thing I remember, a policeman was there. I heard the driver saying to the policeman,
It was an accident, officer. A barrel of beer rolled off me truck and knocked this guy out.
Look at him floating around in that foam. What a wonderful way to die.
I bet I can hear the angels playing Sweet Adeline on the horse.
"Oh."
Come on, driver. We'll carry him to the tavern.
Okay, I got his feet.
"Oh."
Oopsie daisy. Open the door now.
Okay. Hello, Duffy's Tavern, where do you eat meat to eat? Archie, the manager, speaking. Duffy ain't here. Oh, hello, Duffy. Huh? No, there's no customers here tonight, Duffy. One of these rainy nights he wants to go out and lay in the gutter. Huh? We should put a marquee over the gutter? That's a good idea. There's a couple of people in here. Yeah, the Siamese twins. Very nice couple. Bought a glass of beer. Huh? I put 2 heads on it.
All right. Lift him up now.
I'll handle him tenderly.
All right, lay him on this free lunch counter.
Wait a minute, just a second, Duffy. 2 guys just carried in a drunk. Look, I'll call you back. Move the coleslaw, officer.
Okay, now put his feet down.
Now look, what goes on here?
Hello, Archie.
Clancy, will you tell your needle-nosed friend here this ain't no bum shelter?
Archie, he's unconscious.
He's still a bum. Why don't you leave him where you got that load, Clancy? Remember our slogan, this is where the elite meet to eat, not where the riff meets the raff.
Gee, he got conked by a barrel of beer I was delivering in here.
Try and revive him, Archie.
I think it's too late, Clancy. It looks as though Richard Mortis has set in. No, we will have it at a try. I'll get out me first aid book here.
Well, in that case, I'll go call an ambulance.
Look, Clancy, before you take his head out of the potato salad, do so, please. He might come to and start eating.
Hello, Arch.
Oh, hello, Finnegan.
Gee, I'm hungry. Can I have some of that on the counter?
Finnegan, that is human.
Hey, it's a big one, ain't it? Hey, Arch, how many points did it cost you?
Finnegan, you talk like a headhunter. Leave us concentrate on the first aid book here.
Yeah.
Well, let's see now. There's appendectomy, chilblains, epilepsy, minute rub. Wait a minute now. This guy was hit by a beer barrel. Here it is. Beery.
Oh, where am I? Where am I?
He's moving, Arch.
He's moving. Now, let's see. The book says the victim must lie perfectly still. Finnegan, hand me that bung starter.
Hey, who are you? How did I go?
Hey, that book is wonderful. He's practically still again.
Boy, he sure looks pale.
Yeah, he must be losing blood. Let's look under L here. Losing blood. When losing blood, apply a tournament.
Tournament? What's a tournament, Arch?
It's a thing the Boy Scouts invented. You put a piece of cloth around him and you twist it.
Oh, yeah.
Finnegan, reach down and hand me shirt tail.
Here's a bar rag, Arch. It's cleaner.
Now the book says, apply tournament to point nearest to injury.
Well, he got hit in the head.
Well, then we gotta stop the blood from going to his head. Put the bar rag round his throat. Give it a good twist now.
Hey, Arch, wait a minute. Do you know what you're doing?
Finnegan, you are talking to a man who for 4 years has studied Dr. Kildare pictures. Twist it tighter, Finnegan. Look at that color come back to his face.
Yeah, it's nice and blue.
I think you better loosen the tournament, Finnegan. You're ripping the bar rag.
This is the last time I'll come on Truth or Consequences.
Finnegan, he's raving. A clear case of dementious prefix. Tighten the tournament again, Finnegan.
Okay, Arch. Oh, that does it, Arch. He's back to that nice blue again. You think he'll live, Arch?
Finnegan, that is a matter strictly between him and Mother Nature.
Hey, Arch.
Yeah.
What do you say we roll the guy?
Please! At Duffy's, we have ethics. We don't roll a customer until he's been taken drunk. Besides, we ain't got time. He's coming to here.
Hey, look. He's trying to talk.
Loosen up the tournament.
Oh, my head. Oh, my head. Look at my suit. Where am I?
You're in Duffy's. I'm Archie, the manager, speaking.
What am I doing in this steam-fitted stork club? Somebody'll pay for this.
Yeah, you're right. And here's your bill, sir. $18.50, including first aid, cover charge, and state tax.
Now, wait a minute. $18.50 in this Mickey Motel? This Sandhog Salon? Do you know who I am? I'm Fred Allen.
Finnegan.
Yeah?
Watch the cash register. You don't know this guy. This guy would throw a toy mite onto a lame man's cane.
Now listen, you. I'll slap you flatter than Jack Benny's arches. I'll throw your nose down so fast you'll think it's a zipper. Why, you emaciated shill for Bacchus, if I come...
Alan, don't. Wait till I get off the phone. I don't want to miss a word of this. Hello, Duffy. Fred Allen's insulting me here. Yeah, a barrel of beer fell on him. First time what? First time the drinks was ever on Allen, huh? Well, look, Duffy, I'm afraid the guy's gonna sue. Eh? Yeah, it's a good idea, Duffy. Okay. Fred, Duffy's got the solution.
What?
The fine Schmecker Brewery owes us a barrel of beer, right?
Uh-huh.
They owe you for a clunk on a comp, right?
That's right.
We're both gonna collect.
How, Archie?
You and me is concurrently going to file suit against the fine Schmecker Brewery of Greater Staten Island.
Now, wait a minute. Not me. I'm not getting involved in any...
Believe me, Alan. Believe me. Come on in the back room here. We'll plan our strategy.
Well, Portland, I finally got out of Duffy's. 2 days later, I got a subpoena to appear in court. Archie was waiting for me outside. When we got into the courtroom, Archie said...
Sit down here next to me, Alan. Hand me my briefcase there. I gotta get out some habeas corpuses.
Your briefcase? But you said Duffy was getting me a big lawyer.
Duffy's lawyer's got pneumonia. That's a sad thing, too. He thought he was hanging onto the back of an ambulance, but it turned out to be a good humor truck. So I'm taking over.
But, Archie, what do you know about the law?
What do I know about law? Why, for 10 years I worked for Mule Packer, Bushwhacker, Millstone, and Briggs.
Doing what?
I used to paste the ipsos on the factos.
But, Archie...
Oh, quiet. Here comes the judge.
Court is now open. First case is Fred Allen versus the fine Schmecker Brewery of Greater Staten Island.
Get a load of that sappy judge. This case is in the bag.
Is counsel for the defense for the Feinschmecker Brewery present?
I'm right here, Your Honor. Why, Uncle Phil? I didn't know you were sitting on this case.
Why, Julius, my favorite nephew. I thought you were still in law school.
What is this, one man's family?
If you're not the judge's son, Archie, we're sunk.
Case is open, Julius.
Uncle Phil, I mean, Your Honor, why waste the court's time? The Feinschmecker Brewery will buy the plaintiff a new suit and close the case.
The court appreciates the defense's attitude, nephew, counselor, and so I hereby close this case.
I object!
Archie, I'm getting a new suit. I'm satisfied.
You're getting a new suit, but who's paying Duffy for that barrel of beer and me for the first aid bill? I object.
Order in the court. You, with the dirty white apron. Did you open your bazoo?
Not yet, but that is irreverent, material, and unreasonably facsimilar. My client demands a trial.
Archie, wait a minute.
Very well, you asked for it. The case is reopened. Go to it, Julius. I'm all for you.
Well, there goes my new suit.
Quiet, you. Proceed, Julius.
Your Honor, I will prove to you that this man, Fred Allen, hijacked a Feinschmecker truck, tried to steal a barrel of our Nectar Weehawken lager beer, and when this contemptible crumb was discovered, he hid in a nearby saloon.
I object!
Well, it's about time.
What's your objection?
Duffy's is not a saloon, it's a tavern.
Is that all?
Yes, proceed.
But Archie, he called me a contemptible crumb. That's slander.
I know, but we might have a tough time proving it.
Order in the court. Quiet, loudmouth.
Your Honor, am I recognized by the court?
Yes, Shyster.
Oh, thank you. I wish to present the first witness, Clifton Finnegan.
Clifton Finnegan.
Finnegan, wake up!
Where am I?
You're in court.
Oh, in court. Well, guilty, Your Honor.
You're not on trial. Take the stand. Plaintiff's attorney, take the witness.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Finnegan, is it not a fact?
Yes.
I object!
I didn't ask him nothing yet.
Objection sustained.
But Your Honor!
Quiet! All right, that concludes the testimony. Your witness, Julius?
Now watch yourself, Finnegan.
Don't worry about me, Arch.
Mr. Finnegan, isn't it true that you are a completely unqualified to be a witness? That you are a subnormal chowderhead, a dope, and a low-grade moron?
Hey, Arch.
What?
He's got me cornered.
Your Honor, this trial is a farce. I demand to be heard. Let me take the stand.
You think you can handle him, Julius?
Your help, Uncle Phil? Yes, I think so.
Proceed, Julius.
Is it not true, Mr. Allen, that you had to be carried into Duffy's on the day in question?
Yes. The driver yelled, "Look out!" The beer barrel hit me on the head and broke open. I was carried into Duffy's unconscious.
And is it not true that approximately 1/2 of that barrel of beer had soaked into your suit?
Yes.
You have a liquor license?
No.
There he stands, Your Honor, a confessed criminal.
A confessed criminal?
You admit carrying 1/2 barrel of beer on your person into a saloon. In your own words, you're guilty of violating federal law 65B.
What is that?
Transporting liquor without a license.
Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I object.
Are you kidding? Court finds the prisoner guilty as charged.
Now, wait a minute, Your Honor. What about my lawyer's defense?
I'll give him 2 minutes. Get going, stupid.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. As I stand here in defense of the client, I hope the court will remember the words of that shining legal light, Mr. Anthony. I quote him to wit from a recent broadcast. Whereas no man is guilty until he is presumed innocent, and then not until the jury peers on him.
Do you deny that the barrel of Feinschmecker beer in this case is still in your client Allen's clothes?
Am I to refute the obvious?
Do you deny that the beer is still the property of the Feinschmecker Brewery?
I demur, but with dictum ad nauseatrium.
But part meri, part ad verbatim.
True, but the caveat emptor dictanter Cheshire, don't forget that.
Well, under duress, yes, but mal popular depravity pure ad mordamus on the fromathon.
Your point is well taken, I admit.
Now, Archie, what happened here?
Take off your clothes, Alan. Feinschmecker gets your suit.
My suit? How can I go home?
I got custody of the beer barrel, so you can go home in that.
Oh, I get it. Before we go, I'd like to thank Ed Gardner for his visit tonight. Ed appeared through the courtesy of the Bristol-Myers Company, makers of Sal Hepatica and Minute Rub. Next week, our guest will be America's sweetheart, Miss Mary Pickford. Good night, and thank you very much.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us once again for our wonderful show, and we hope that you had a delightful time wandering through the streets of New York and seeing some of the locals that may be inhabiting those streets. And speaking of which, please join us for our show next time, which will be on April 14th. And we will be doing a wonderful show when celebrities collide, featuring the personalities of such like Danny Kaye, Betty Hutton, Groucho Marx, Tallulah Bankhead, Fanny Brice, and more. So it'll be a show you will not want to miss. Lots of fun, music, laughter, and merriment, and for all. And it's on Sunday, April 14th at 2 o'clock right here at the Oak Park Arms. But now, let me, also, if you have any other questions, you can visit our website at ttdyradio.com. That's ttdyradio.com. Hit it. And now, our cast for the thrilling days of yesteryear. Playing the roles of Titus Moody, the truck driver, and the man shouting fire, which you shouldn't be yelling in a crowded room. We apologize for that. The wonderful John Corona. And Ajax Cassidy, Joe Collins. Playing Broadway and Clifton Finnegan, Marty Dean. And showing up as the wonderful Fred Allen, Matt Gilbert. Covering the multiple roles of Senator Clyburn, Kenny Delmar, and Rube Goldstein, John Gould. Margie Gustafson. The beautiful and lovely and exotic dancing Rose Viola, Sarah Malloy. And the inimitable Mrs. Frame, also known as Laura Simmons, the best strip dancer of them all, Teresa Ronaldo. Playing the roles of Julius and our announcer, Steve Schroeder. Clancy and the judge, Lars Timpa. And let's not forget Portland, Pam Turlo. Also, sound effects were provided by myself, Ben Dooley, and Pam Turlo. And let's not forget the magical musical stylings of Don Yonker. Today's episodes were transcribed and directed by Craig Gustafson. So please again join us on April 14th for our incredible, exciting show, When Celebrities Collide, and check us out on the internet at ttdyradio.com. I am also your producer who also played Daniel Frame Jr., Ben Dooley. I'd like to thank you all for coming here and helping us relive those thrilling days of yesteryear so that we could bring them back to you.